Hey, friend, welcome back to the show. Today's episode is not going to be as like a business strategy heavy as I normally like to do. I love me some good business strategy and systems and social media and branding and all those things like that. However, I figured since this is mid-August, since this is something that I have really made a priority in my life and business, really probably the past 3 to 4 years, but it's always a good reminder to go through, audit it, and check it to make sure that I am really optimizing my energy. I like to think of more of my energy as my health, but I do have a goal, obviously, to be as healthy as I can be. But today we're going to talk about self care for entrepreneurs who are always on the go, which might be you because you are my people if you were listening into this. And we're always on the go. Like, I'm recording this. I leave for my Ama Waterways River cruise in Europe. We start in Budapest. By the time this airs, I will already be home. However, I am leaving for that tomorrow. And I have been doing, I feel like 18 million different things this past week, like getting ready, like personally wise and business wise. And it's almost like as soon as I get some momentum in my business this summer, I have to take a pause because I'm traveling, which is not a problem at all. But it has been something that has thrown me for a loop. And also with that, I also have had some skin biopsies and they had to go back in and get some more. And so I have had stitches, which has stopped me from riding my Peloton and being more physical than I like to be, especially in the summer. Like I love a good mid-morning workout, which obviously I cannot do during the school year as I'm still a full-time teacher. So Monday through Friday, I can't do that. So I love doing that in the summer, and I haven't been able to do that this summer. I also haven't been able to do my aqua. I got into aqua fitness at our local pool last year when I was recovering from my ankle injury. And I was pumped about doing that this summer, but I've had stitches 6 weeks out of the summer, and those have been 6 weeks that I have been home. So I haven't been able to do some of those things. So instead of allowing myself to be hard on myself, I've allowed myself to be disappointed that I wasn't able to do those things. But instead of dwelling on it, I have been focusing on making sure other areas of my self-care have been prioritized. Kind of always. Like I feel like these are things like I hate. And if you do this, it's totally your prerogative, but I hate how self-care Sunday became a thing. And I get why people post about it to like remind you to do it, but you should be doing self-care 24/7, like 7 days a week. It shouldn't be like you just get to have self-care on Sundays. Like you just get to have some time to yourself on Sundays, or you just get to recharge on Sundays, or you just get to, eat nourishing food or sleep in a little bit on Sundays. Like, why is that a thing? So anyway, before I go off on that tangent, I'm going to dive in for, let's see, how many things do I have here? I have 6 things for our self-care just to really make sure that we're taking care of ourselves, because burnout is real and taking care of yourself is essential for both your well-being and your business success. Like you can't pour from an empty cup. I know you've heard that before. That goes for your personal life and it goes for business. So here are some self-care strategies that I use myself, and it's a good reminder myself to make sure that these are where I want them to be in my own life. So the first one, and this one has been very, very vital for my success and my energy, is prioritizing rest and sleep. Sleep is a business strategy, whether you want to think it or not, because you make better decisions when you're well rested. So some tips for better rest, just in general, but especially for traveling. I'm going to do some travel tips first. Bring a travel pillow, sleep mask. If you're someone who wants to do melatonin, I know melatonin can be controversial, especially with its ties to breast cancer. So like I personally try not to take melatonin unless I really, really have to. But magnesium has been something that I've added to my routine in the last year, and I really like it for relaxation. I feel like it helps me sleep better. I slept decent before, but I feel like it helps me sleep better. Using meditation before you go to bed or a white noise app to drown out hotel noise. I also always travel with headphones, or not headphones, what are they called? Earplugs. Set a consistent bedtime, even when you're in different time zones. So try, and this for your personal life as well. I have read, and I don't always do it, but I've done it pretty well this summer actually. keeping a pretty consistent bedtime and a pretty consistent wake up time so that your body is not used to, like through the school year, I try to do the same thing. I'm not up until midnight on the weekends because then it's hard for me to go to bed like on Sunday night, and I have to get up very early on Monday morning to go to work. So I try to go to sleep and get up pretty consistently. And the getting up part always happens because my dog always gets me up. So sometimes even before I want to get up, but she gets fed every morning at 5:30 in the morning. We've been slowly creeping it up. It's like 5:35 now, but she lets me know when it's time to get up. So I really, especially if you have a dog or if you have kids, I'm sure, that part of this probably is not a hard thing for you to do. So set a bedtime alarm, to wind down. You can also set, I forget what it's called, but there's a setting on your phone where it can like blur out the apps at a certain time, like your apps kind of shut down. And then to get in them, like if you want to get on Facebook, for example, or TikTok and scroll before bed, you have to like enter your security code, like to get in, and then asks you if you really want to do it. And it kind of makes you second guess, like, okay, do I really want to be on my phone or need to be on my phone? And you can pick which apps get grayed out too. So like it doesn't necessarily stop like calls or texts coming through if you don't want it to. But that was something that I did for about a year until I kind of trained myself not to be on my phone and scrolling before I went to bed. That really helped me with that. So how can you get better rest? I recently just got a new mattress. Freaking love it. Should have done it a long time ago. But I was just in my head like, I don't really need it. It's an expense, yada, yada. And then a friend of mine pointed out, like, you're in your bed for like a third of your life. Like, why do you not have a bed that you freaking love? And I'm like, fair enough. So just got a new mattress. I have a silk pillowcase that I use. Not so much because I know some people use it so that your hair doesn't get frizzy, and I've heard it can help like your skin as well. It just helps me kind of stay cooler. And the same thing with that, with the silk, I pretty much only wear silk pajamas now. I have always been like a hot sleeper, even as a little kid. Like I don't want to be like TMI, but like, like wake up and you're like kind of sweaty at night. And that's always been me. Like, not even, I know some of my friends who are perimenopausal or menopausal, especially you, if you're listening to this and you do not wear silk pajamas, I'm obsessed with them. It keeps me so much cooler, so much more comfortable, so much better rest. So doing those things, like elevating your sleep experience to help you get better rest at night, do what you can. Okay, strategy number 2 is to stay hydrated and eat well. I am much better about staying hydrated than eating well. I'm going to be honest. I am not a person who loves to cook. It's just a thing. So here are some of the tips that I have. First thing is just to point out, you probably know this, but dehydration is going to equal lower energy and brain fog. Neither of those things are good for our business. So drink water constantly. I also like to add electrolyte packets when I'm at home, but especially when I'm traveling or when it's hot out. So like a liquid IV. I have heard liquid IV is not as great for you because of the sugars. So I really like, I believe it's pronounced Element, LMNT. It's all capital letters. I'll post a link for that down below. They were one of the sponsors of Purpose Profits and Pixie Dust Live. They sent me a bunch of Element to put in people's bags. I've used it for a really long time. They're actually a really great company to partner with. They're very generous in like doing a giveaway with you if you want to do a giveaway with them on Instagram. So reach out. But I love using Element. This is not sponsored, by the way, but I really love using Element for extra hydration. Arbonne has like the fizz sticks. So if you need a little caffeine, you need a little pick-me-up. They have some vitamins in it. I like adding that to my water as well. But personally, I just drink water, plain water. Like I just drink water as is. I know some people don't like the taste of water. I love water. So I, during the work day, when I go into work, I bring a giant water bottle and I just keep refilling it throughout the day. And I know that I need to drink 3 of those throughout the day to get my water in. And I like to do that too, because then I just drink a little bit a night and then I'm not like getting up to go pee all night long. Whereas if I work out kind of late in the evening, I'm drinking a lot of water, then I find myself like waking up to have to go to the bathroom like midway through the night. So while you're traveling, carrying either a collapsible water bottle, I've done that if you're at a place where it's safe to fill it up or you have refill options, or, just buying water where you can just to make sure that you are staying hydrated. Some healthy eating hacks on the road and while you're at home is to pack protein bars, nuts, dried fruit to avoid the airport junk, or you can buy it at a lot of airports. Sometimes it's well, usually it's much more expensive, but trying to choose some of those healthier options, especially when you're flying, trying to avoid sugar or greasy foods. I also avoid caffeine when I'm flying because I tend to be on the nervous side of flying. And somewhere I read that caffeine can increase your anxiety. I don't know if that's true or not, so I just avoid the caffeine. Researching healthy restaurant options before you travel can be an option as well. And then balancing the indulgence with some mindful eating. When we're going to go out and we're going to have like that big juicy steak and we're going to try all the food in the places, let's put a few green vegetables if we can, or some vegetables in general, or, get a salad as a side salad, or, eat some things to help keep your digestion going well so that you're not feeling icky. Eating within normal confines of time, depending on where you're at. I know like a lot of European places, you eat dinner a lot later. I eat dinner at home at like 5:30. So that always kind of like messes with my stomach a little bit. So if that's you, bring some Tums, drink some water to help flush that through. And just being mindful. I know when we were just in Egypt, there were some times when we ate really late, like 8, 9 o'clock at night, and we had to get up really early. So we were going to bed pretty much after dinner. And I just knew myself. I'm like, if I do this, I'm going to be up sick. Like, I can't do this. So I ate very small amounts. And then I might have like skipped dessert or had like a bite of it and then not eaten the whole thing, just because I knew myself and I knew my body and how things digest. When you're at home, and I have talked about this before, I really like different meal prep services, and trying to do as much of the meal prep before the work week than, saving it until last minute personally. So action step for this one is to keep a reusable water bottle with you and commit to drinking half your body weight in ounces daily. Okay. Strategy number 3, movement and exercise anywhere. So this was the thing that I mentioned to you that I haven't been able to do as much with like the harder, more strenuous exercises that I do. However, I've been walking a lot more. Walking is great. So don't discount walking. I also, before I had stitches, when I just had like, I don't know what they call it, like this shave biopsy, when it wasn't like as bad of a wound. I got a walking vest. So I was wearing my walking vest as we were walking. I would go walking with my dad in the evenings. If it's not feasible, I actually have a treadmill right here in my living room, right behind my Peloton. It's like folds up. It's awesome. And so sometimes I will do, walks on there. I have light weights and heavier weights. So I've been able to do some of the lightweight exercises with the Peloton. But I'm also still in PT for my ankle. So, doing some things with exercise bands or just body weight just to get myself moving. The other thing that is a huge hack with this is if you are working from home, put in these little bursts of physical movement to break up your activity in your work time. This always helps me kind of clear my head, get my energy flowing again, take a little break, feel much more ready to do my work when I sit down to actually do it. Another thing that I have been doing, if you are at home, not so much when you're traveling, but my sister has one of those vibration plates, and I kind of made fun of her before for it. I'm like, I didn't really understand. I didn't really look into it. And she kept saying how great they were. She's had it for like 3 or 4 years. Well, now it's like all the rage on my TikTok For You page and on Facebook. I've seen some friends doing it as well. There's a ton of health benefits that I guess I didn't really even think about. But it can help improve your bone density, your bone strength, which is something I definitely need. It helps your lymphatic drainage system, like all these things. So I'm like, okay, I can do that. So I've been standing on that for 15 minutes a day. It's supposed to help you tone. That part I don't really know, but people are like, it will help your muscles like contract, blah, blah. I mean, I haven't been doing it long enough to tell you if there's results or not, but it is something that I can do while I'm scrolling. So it makes me feel a little bit productive to hop on the vibration plate for 15 minutes and do that while I'm messaging people, checking emails, responding to things, or just indulging in TikTok. So there's that. If you're traveling, what about a quick 10-minute hotel room workout or this big one? Walk instead of Ubering when you're possible. Park out a little bit further. When you're going to Disney World, I have some friends who love the gyms at Disney and they want to do that. I know me personally, I don't have the energy to do that because I'm walking like 14 miles a day. So if you're walking that much, like I think it's okay, to take a break from your normal workout routine. However, stretching is huge. And another thing that And again, my sister's way better at this than me, but I definitely am always like, did you pack your portable massage gun? She has a portable massage gun that plugs in with a USB. So we take that when we travel. It's a lot smaller than the bigger one she usually uses at home. It is great for, hitting those spots on your shoulders or your back, my hips, especially. My calves can get really tight as well. So hitting all of those areas after a long day of walking or a long day of sitting on an airplane, or again, if you're working from home and you're sitting, or I don't know, we're just getting older. So you need your muscles worked out. You need a massage gun. So I will link our portable massage gun down in the show notes as well. And consider booking some active excursions. Can you get out and hike or bike or snorkel or, like I said, theme park walking while you are traveling or on the weekend at home? What are some things that we can do just to be a little bit more active? Let's see. And then if you're on a cruise, like we're getting ready to do this river cruise, and I actually just packed workout outfit for it because every morning and like afternoon, it seems like there's some sort of workout classes, and I want to check them out to be able to talk, not like all of them, but to be able to tell them about them to my clients. So I packed something and I'm going to check out the fitness classes or there's a walking deck, things like that. Take advantage of those things when you're traveling just to get active and move your body a little bit, because I don't know about you, but I always feel better when I do. So your action step for this one is to set a daily movement goal. Even 15 minutes is better than nothing. All right, number 4 strategy is easier said than done, but it's managing your stress and your mental well-being. So travel and business and life, all these things can be stressful, right? So here are some ways to keep your stress in check. One is morning mindfulness. Starting your day with gratitude. I like to do this before I even get out of bed. Journaling might be your thing. Meditation might be your thing. Like I mentioned, I'd like to meditate before bed when I'm not too tired and think I'm going to fall immediately to sleep. Meditate throughout the day. Meditate if you maybe got off the phone call and it's a particularly stressful situation. Put on a short meditation. You can find those anywhere. I actually use mine from the Peloton app. I will also link that in the comments. A lot of people don't know you can use just the Peloton app. You don't have to have the actual bike. And I love the workout classes on it. It has classes for like outdoor walks you can put on and put your headphones in and go for a walk. So that's another thing too. When I say morning mindfulness, like go for a walk. I know going for a walk, you don't have to listen to a podcast. You don't have to listen to music, and just be like, you don't have to listen to anything. Just like be in nature. Some people say grounding, where you can like go out and you put your bare feet actually in the earth on the ground and take some big deep breaths. And this is the second thing that I'm going to say is breathe deeply. Try the box breathing method. So it's a 4-second inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4-second hold at the top, and then a 4-second exhale. Something else, I don't think this was called box breathing, but you can close one side of your nostril and breathe in, same deal. And then you actually close, like you switch nostrils and you exhale through the other one. So that's another thing that you can do as well. Or breathing in for 3, hold it, and then out for 5. Lots of things that you can do for breathing. There's breath work as well. But your breath can be a really powerful tool to calming down your nervous system, recalibrating. And I use this a lot too when flying, when I get anxious. My breath and gratitude are 2 things that I use to get me through that. Set realistic expectations for yourself. Not every day needs to be 100% productive. You don't have to be busy all the time. My friend and I just went for breakfast this morning, and we were talking about this, how, especially if you're listening to this and you're American, I feel like our American culture is so much that you have to be busy all the time, and it doesn't have to be that way, right? So allowing yourself to know, I have higher energy this time of month, or when I get home from travel, that's why I'm recording this podcast right now. When I get home from traveling, I probably am not going to have super high energy to record a podcast for a few days. So I want to plan ahead. And this is my expectation that I'm setting for myself. And then say no to those energy drainers. So only commit to what aligns with you and your goals. Your body, your circumstances, the support that you have. Being self-aware of those things and then making decisions appropriately can be huge. It's okay to say no to things. And I had to start really saying no to a lot of things in my day job in order to be able to have the time and energy to pursue this the way that I am doing it. So say no to those things. You don't have to say yes to everything. It can be really hard not to say yes to everything. But say no to things that are just not moving the needle forward and things that you don't have to be doing. So your action step for this one is I'm going to encourage you to download some sort of meditation or a stress relief app. You can try Calm, you could try Headspace. Like I said, you could try the Peloton app. You could just go to YouTube and find some meditations, but download some of these to your phone so that you have them and start implementing maybe one a week into your practice and see what happens. Okay, strategy number 5 is probably one of my favorites, especially when I'm traveling because I feel like it's a lot easier to do. Digital detox and boundaries around that. So avoid the 24/7 screen time as much as possible. Your brain needs a break. I use my, what are they called? Blue light glasses, especially in the evening. I use them a lot though, during the day when I'm on a computer because I'm on a computer a lot. But let's go into some of these tips. So the first one is going to be to schedule some tech-free time. Even hour a day helps with this. Use airplane mode when you're traveling, obviously, but use it to enjoy the moment. Set work hours, even when you're on a vacation or at a conference, and tell your clients, tell your team, tell people those so that they know you're going to be offline. Like I'm going to be offline the entire time. I'm not telling my clients I'm working, and I will get back to inquiries when I get back. I have like vacation responders up. I've let my clients know I have no one traveling while I am traveling this trip. I'm going to enjoy it. And then let's see, is there anything else on this one? No, I think I actually said everything with that. So, for this one, I would really audit your screen time and then play around with what makes sense and what feels really good for you. All right. And then the 6th strategy, personal time and joyful moments, because you are not just your business. You are so many other things that make you a complex, amazing human being. Make more time for the things that really bring you joy. So some ideas for this: take yourself on a solo coffee date. Go visit a new city. Read a book unrelated to business. This one's really hard for me sometimes, but read a book unrelated to business. Plan a bucket list experience, whether you're traveling or at home. Spend time with loved ones without distractions. Put the phone away for a little bit of time. Actually talk to people. So your action step for this is to write down 3 things that you love doing and schedule one of those this week. And I would love if you would send me a DM and tell me which one it is, because I just want to hear, because these are the things that make you unique and that make you truly you. I would love to hear more about what those are for you. So a quick recap of today's self-care tips: prioritize rest, create a sleep routine, hydrate and eat well to fuel your body, stay active even while traveling, manage stress with mindfulness and breathing, set digital boundaries for work-life balance, and make time for fun and personal joy. So I would love to hear what you thought of this episode. Please screenshot it, share it in your Instagram or Facebook stories, and tag me and tell me your biggest takeaway, how you are taking your self-care super seriously so that you can be the absolute best version of yourself, not just for your business, yes, for your business, but for your whole personal life and everyone around you as well. Go out there, dear friend, and create and own your magic. We'll talk soon.